What's good, guys? Welcome back to All About Arsenal. And today, want to talk about Ian Wright. There's been a petition that's been going around that Ian Wright should be immortalised. And this is something personal to me. And I was really taking time today to actually think about that. But before I get into this, the match between Liverpool and Newcastle was a cracking game. Once again, some people might say I'm hating, but I do think that Liverpool was slightly lucky. Some people are going to turn around and say, no, that's what champions do. Yeah, I do believe there's an element of that. And I think, to be honest, you're like, what the chances? But it is Liverpool. They are champions. So at the last minute of the game, but I remember 2 seasons ago, I saw that a lot from Liverpool. They're one of the top teams that win games, that still winners at the last minute. So it's just something that they do. So I shouldn't be surprised in that right as well. But yeah, there's a lot that needs to be spoken about in regards to their defense as well. Van Dijk was good. Konate, I don't know what he was doing. I'm not sure if his mind is with Trent in Real Madrid, but he was off his game. And it was a good watch for me because I was like, listen, if they bring that to Arsenal, even if it's at Anfield, if they play like that, which having the Anfield support, I doubt is going to be a very tough atmosphere for Arsenal. It might unsettle us. But if they play like that, Arsenal going to have them. Arsenal going to have them. That's just me. That's just my opinion. The way I saw Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, and Tonali, the way they bully them in the midfield, Arsenal need to do something similar like that. And in their midfield, they had Wirtz, and Liverpool fans, talk to me about Wirtz, man. This guy, I don't know about you, but boy, I'm not seeing £100 million signing. That's all I'm going to say. Some people are going to say, oh, but he needs time to acclimatise to the Premier League. And he probably does, but you know what? A player his quality, you would think everything will be flowing through him. You understand what I'm trying to say? You think things are going to be flowing through him, but I don't know, man. It's still early days. I say give it another 6-7 matches, then I make a proper informed judgment about Wirtz. Hugo Ekitike, good game, scored again. Since the Community Shield, he scored in every match, and that is a good stat. So he's got, in terms of his Premier League goals, he's got 2 out of 2, same as Victor Gyökeres. I just had to throw in that anyway, just had to chuck it in. But back to what I'm actually talking about. So that's about Ian Wright. So there's a petition and it says, time to honor Arsenal legend Ian Wright with a statue outside the Emirates Stadium. This has come about because of the interview with Eberechi Eze, and they share a special connection. Eberechi Eze, 27 years old, signed for Arsenal. I'm still pinching myself because I think I'm dreaming that we've got Eze. I mean, this is the player we've been crying out for and we've got him. It's like, wow. And I think sometimes I underestimate the power that fans have. If your fan base are not supportive, if your fan base are not backing it, it does affect a lot of things, even at the board level. They do consider the morale of the fans when they make decisions, and I've seen that. Eberechi Eze is a deal that the Arsenal fans were crying, cry me a river, literally for, and we've got it. And I'm still amazed at the business Arsenal doing. They're still looking to get another right back, Martinez, and this new kid, this new centre back. What's his name? I can't remember. You know, that's so poor of me. But he's currently at Bayer Leverkusen, and we're trying to get this dude as well. Centre back, he can play as right centre back or left centre back, and he can also play as a right back. No, left back. Sorry. So we're looking at him, but I keep getting distracted. Back to what I'm talking about. Ian Wright. So he's having this interview with Eberechi Eze, and like I said, they share a special connection. They both played for Crystal Palace. They both joined Arsenal after Crystal Palace, and they both joined Arsenal at the age of 27. So they share a very special connection, and it was so beautiful, especially when I saw the introductory video for Eze is beautiful. And obviously you had pundits on TalkSport such as Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy who were saying it was cringe. It wasn't. Those people just don't appreciate class. They're not classy guys and they don't get it. but it was a beautiful video. It was very emotive and heartwarming. So I think when people saw the justice that Ian Wright did to that video and the way that Ian Wright was interviewing, it just sparked this debate that, like, we've really got a gem. Ian Wright is a national treasure. He's a treasure, not just for Arsenal, but in regards to what he's done for England, whether his contributions in the English shirt, more importantly, his contributions for Arsenal, and what he's done in regards to him being a football pundit, supporting Arsenal in whatever they do and always backing it. And I sat down and thought, you know what? That is something that slipped through the cracks. And honestly, I don't believe this is something that Arsenal set out to do, that we're not going to give him a statue. I just believe it just went under the radar. Yeah, I think it was just one of those things that sometimes, you know what, how did we miss that? How did we miss that? And I think that's the case for Ian Wright. He's a legend. Personally, to me, as a young black boy growing up in East London, I grew up in Stoke Newington. And I grew up in a time in the 90s where one of the things that stood out for me was Stephen Lawrence. Up to this day, is still a tragedy. And to still know there was a lot of racial tension, even if it wasn't overt, it was there. And you felt even in school at times as well, you see the way some of us were spoken to compared to our other compatriots of a different persuasion. You could see how it was. And my point is that there was no real role models to look up to. You didn't really see them in politics. You didn't really see them in business. So the only places you really saw black people was probably in entertainment and in sports doing very, very well. And for me, I happened to be drawn to football. Don't even ask me. I was not a player at all. I did have a few, I did actually play my school team once or twice, and that was it. But to see Ian Wright, he was one of the reasons. He's the reason I started supporting Arsenal. Ian Wright, right. He had the charisma, he had the smile when he used to smile with his tooth, in terms of his gold tooth. He was just a nice guy, a great striker. He had a swag, he had a confidence, he had an attitude, he had a charisma. And he was one of the reasons why I was inspired to start supporting Arsenal. Ian Wright. At a time where we didn't really have a lot of strong black role models, Ian Wright was one of those people that you'd look up to. Especially, like I said, it was only pretty much in sports or entertainment. So for me, when I think back to my inspiration for supporting Arsenal, he was the guy. And I never heard him in trouble. I never heard Ian Wright in any type of trouble as well. Like, you didn't hear him in one scandal, one affair, nothing. You didn't hear that about Ian Wright. He was a good role model and still is. And to see him 20 plus years on, sitting with Eberici Eze, it sparked that debate. So there has been talk online. So let's look at it. Says Ian Wright isn't just an Arsenal legend, he's one man highlight reel. For 7 glorious years, Wrighty smashed in goals, lit up the pitch, and made us all believe that anything is possible. Ian Wright scored an incredible 185 goals and 288 appearances. That's good, making him the club's all-time top scorer until Thierry Henry. He won the Premier League Golden Boot in the season 91-92 and helped Arsenal secure the FA Cup, League Cup, and European Cup Winners' Cup. So people say Arsenal never won the European Cup. Yes, we did. Yet somehow Emirates Stadium still doesn't have a statue of this absolute icon. We say it's time to fix that. Picture it, a statue capturing Wrighty's signature grin. Oh yeah. He has that grin and a tooth. Ping! His arms stretched wide after another unforgettable goal. Future fans will learn that being Arsenal isn't just about winning. It's about playing with heart, soul, and a dash of swagger. I said that. Ian Wright had a swag about him. Sign the petition and let Arsenal Football Club know it's time to immortalise Ian Wright with a statue outside the Emirates. Let's make it happen. My gosh. And I think and a thing that I want to speak about as well, we have, and I think human nature, we have a habit of honouring people when they're gone. It's even more powerful, to honour people whilst they're still here. And I believe that's what we should do for Ian Wright. One of the things I was thinking about, his record 185 goals, phenomenal. But soon after him, Bergkamp and Henry came. And when Henry came, it's as though that he just stole the show. He beat Ian Wright's record. So it all became about Thierry Henry. So that's why I think sometimes we kind of forgot about Ian Wright and how great he was. But I've signed the petition today. If you're a Gooner, sign it. I'm going to put it in my description. Sign that. I think he is a legend. And after seeing that interview with Eberechi Eze, it just reminded me how valuable of a person. It's not just what he does in the field. It's just him as a person. He's a special guy. But even if you're Gooner or non-Gooner, what do you think? Does Ian Wright deserve a statue? Does he deserve to be immortalized? But I'm looking forward to the game Sunday. Arsenal, Liverpool. Let's have it. Till the next video. Peace.